Yo, this is about to get real. NBA YoungBoy has finally had enough, and he's calling out Herbo like never before. Fans are going absolutely crazy over what went down. Social media is exploding right now with clips, memes, and reactions, and everyone's asking the same question. What did Herbo do to make NBA YoungBoy snap? From subtle hints in interviews to behind-the-scenes drama that nobody saw coming, NBA YoungBoy isn't holding back this time. The tension between these two artists has been building for weeks, and now the truth is finally out. Fans are shocked, debates are raging, and the streets are buzzing with this explosive fallout. You don't want to miss a single detail. In this video, we're breaking down every moment, from NBA YoungBoy's reaction, his bold statements, to Herbo's role in this shocking situation. Whether you're a die-hard fan or just caught the news, this story is bigger than you think. It's a drama, it's real, and it's affecting the hip-hop scene like never before. Make sure you stick around till the end, because we're exposing everything, the timeline, the screenshots, and the reactions that everyone is talking about. Trust me, this is one of those moments where the internet went wild and people are still trying to process it. So get ready, because NBA YoungBoy isn't holding back, and neither are we. You're about to witness the full story that's leaving fans stunned and the hip-hop world talking. As the internet was still buzzing from NBA YoungBoy's shocking call-out of Herbo, fans everywhere were trying to process what had just unfolded. The story didn't start overnight. It had been simmering for weeks, with subtle hints dropped in interviews, social media posts, and even behind-the-scenes events that most casual fans weren't aware of. What seemed like just another feud was actually the culmination of months of tension, loyalty tests, and hidden betrayals. NBA YoungBoy had finally reached his breaking point, and Herbo's alleged switch-up became the tipping point that fans had been anticipating. The drama started earlier this year when NBA YoungBoy noticed inconsistencies in how Herbo handled mutual projects and collaborations. Sources close to both artists revealed that there were private discussions and promises made that were never honored. While NBA YoungBoy maintained a calm public persona, behind the scenes, frustration was building. Fans noticed subtle disses in interviews and social media captions, but it wasn't until this public call-out that the full story came to light. As NBA YoungBoy's reaction went viral, social media erupted with fan theories, reactions, and memes. Clips from his statements circulated across TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, sparking heated debates about who was in the right. Some argued that Herbo had genuinely betrayed trust, while others defended him, suggesting that the situation was being blown out of proportion for publicity. Regardless, the attention was undeniable, and the feud had become one of the hottest topics in hip-hop. Delving deeper, analysts pointed out that NBA YoungBoy's timing was impeccable. By addressing the issue publicly after weeks of behind-the-scenes tension, he ensured that the spotlight remained entirely on him. Fans dissected every word, gesture, and tone from his statements, analyzing them for hidden meanings. Some interpreted certain lines as direct references to past collaborations, while others saw them as warnings for anyone who might cross him in the future. Herbo, on the other hand, remained mostly silent in the immediate aftermath. While there were subtle social media posts hinting at his awareness, he avoided directly responding to the call-out. Industry insiders speculated that this was a calculated move, showing restraint and maintaining a certain level of mystique. By not responding immediately, Herbo kept fans guessing and speculation at a fever pitch, which only fueled more engagement online. Meanwhile, commentators and hip-hop analysts began breaking down the history between the two artists. They highlighted past collaborations, public appearances, and previous comments that hinted at underlying tensions. Fans quickly connected the dots, realizing that the drama had roots that went much deeper than anyone initially thought. The narrative became not just about a single call-out, but about loyalty, respect, and trust in the hip-hop industry. As more details emerged, screenshots and leaked conversations started circulating online. Fans shared every possible piece of evidence, fueling speculation and adding layers to the story. Social media trends skyrocketed, with hashtags related to NBA YoungBoy and Herbo dominating Twitter and Instagram for hours. YouTube reaction channels jumped on the story, analyzing every clip and breakdown, which helped push the story further into mainstream attention. The reaction wasn't limited to fans alone. Celebrities and other hip-hop artists began weighing in, either publicly or through subtle social media gestures. Each comment or post was dissected, with fans debating whether other artists were taking sides or remaining neutral. This added an extra layer of tension, turning what started as a personal dispute into a broader conversation within the hip-hop community. In the midst of all this, NBA YoungBoy maintained his intensity. Interviews and clips showed him emphasizing loyalty, calling out betrayal, and addressing fans directly. His statements were not just reactions, but lessons in personal boundaries and self-respect. Fans connected with this message, praising his courage to speak out publicly despite potential backlash. His authenticity resonated strongly with his core fanbase, solidifying their loyalty and fueling further engagement. Herbo's silence, meanwhile, became a point of discussion itself. Analysts argued that silence can sometimes be louder than words, creating intrigue and tension. Fans speculated endlessly about his next move. Would he respond with a diss track, a social media post, or a direct confrontation? This anticipation kept the story alive, driving views, shares, and discussions across every platform. The feud also highlighted a broader trend in the music industry: the impact of public perception and social media on celebrity conflicts. In the past, disputes may have remained private or limited to small circles, but in the digital age, every action is amplified. NBA YoungBoy's call-out exemplified this shift, showing how a single statement can spark global conversation and dominate online discourse. It was clear that this feud wasn't just entertainment, it was a cultural moment. Fans eagerly awaited every new development, every hint, and every possible response from Herbo. Analysts predicted that this story would continue to dominate headlines and social media feeds for weeks, perhaps even months. The drama had set the stage for an ongoing narrative, one that would continue to captivate fans and fuel discussions across the hip-hop world. The drama surrounding NBA YoungBoy and Herbo had reached fever pitch. Fans were still digesting the explosive call-out, and social media was buzzing nonstop with reactions, debates, and theories. But the story didn't stop there. Behind the scenes, the tension was mounting even higher, with new developments ready to unfold that would push this feud into uncharted territory. After NBA YoungBoy's public call-out, insiders revealed that private circles in the hip-hop industry were abuzz with speculation. Collaborators, producers, and mutual acquaintances all had their opinions, and some even attempted to mediate the situation. But this wasn't just a minor disagreement. It was a matter of loyalty, reputation, and credibility. NBA YoungBoy's reaction had signaled that he would no longer tolerate what he perceived as betrayal, and Herbo's reputation was now at stake. Fans quickly dug into the past, tracing back the history between NBA YoungBoy and Herbo. They discovered previous collaborations that had seemingly gone smoothly, interviews where subtle jabs were dropped, and social media posts that hinted at underlying tensions. Each detail fueled fan discussions and added layers to the narrative, making the feud more complex and compelling. Memes, reaction videos, and breakdowns proliferated, drawing millions of views and engagement across TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Meanwhile, NBA YoungBoy remained consistent with his public messaging. Every interview, post, and live reaction reinforced his stance: loyalty matters, and switching up will have consequences. Analysts pointed out that his timing and execution were near perfect. By allowing the story to unfold organically and keeping the public engaged, he maximized attention while controlling his narrative. Fans appreciated his transparency and boldness, viewing him as someone who refuses to back down, no matter the stakes. On the other hand, Herbo took a calculated approach by large fans continued dissecting every move. They examined old collaborations, interviews, and even unconfirmed behind-the-scenes accounts, trying to piece together exactly what led to the call-out. Every new leak or screenshot shared online was analyzed and debated, leading to countless theories about the true extent of Herbo's switch-up. Social media threads stretched for pages, with fans passionately defending their preferred artist, predicting next moves, and speculating about future diss tracks. The online frenzy wasn't just limited to discussions. Reaction videos, compilations, and analysis clips started trending, further amplifying the story. On YouTube, channels dedicated to hip-hop drama and celebrity beef reported significant spikes in views and engagement, proving that the feud had real viral power. TikTok creators recreated moments, broke down timelines, and even staged dramatic reactions, making the story accessible to a younger, global audience. Even as the social media storm raged on, insiders hinted at private attempts to de-escalate the situation. Mutual collaborators reportedly reached out to both NBA YoungBoy and Herbo, suggesting that dialogue could prevent further escalation. However, the public nature of the feud made reconciliation tricky. Fans had already invested emotionally in the narrative, making any behind-the-scenes resolution complicated. Every public appearance, comment, or post now carried the weight of expectation. The feud also highlighted generational dynamics in hip-hop. NBA YoungBoy represents a newer, fiercely loyal wave of artists, while Herbo embodies an older, streetwise credibility. The clash wasn't just about personal issues. It symbolized tensions between differing approaches to fame, loyalty, and public engagement in the modern music industry. Fans analyzed this aspect endlessly, often linking it to broader industry trends and historical rivalries in hip-hop. Amid all this, NBA YoungBoy's supporters rallied online. Hashtags related to the call-out trended worldwide, fan pages exploded with discussions, and live streams analyzed every new development. Fan loyalty was evident in the sheer volume of content being created. Reaction videos, memes, and compilations dominated feeds, making it impossible for casual viewers to ignore. This demonstrated the immense power of social media in amplifying celebrity conflicts and turning them into viral phenomena. The feud had already begun affecting public perception. Casual fans, industry insiders, and media outlets debated who was in the right, who acted strategically, and who might respond next. YoungBoy's direct approach earned him praise for transparency and courage, while Herbo's silence sparked intrigue and anticipation. Analysts suggested that the story was carefully navigating a fine line between authenticity and strategic positioning, a delicate dance that kept audiences glued. The build-up to potential diss tracks, interviews, and future interactions became the next major talking point. Fans speculated about timing, lyrical content, and collaborations that could fuel the drama further. Every detail mattered, from social media likes to minor comments, as audiences tried to predict how the feud would evolve. Analysts noted that this level of engagement was rare, especially for conflicts that began as private tensions but exploded publicly. The story had transformed from a simple call-out into a full-blown cultural moment. Fans, creators, and media outlets were all deeply invested, with new content and commentary being produced hourly. The stage was set for the next chapter, potential responses, diss tracks, or public confrontations that could further escalate the situation. The anticipation for the next move became almost as exciting as the initial reveal itself. NBA YoungBoy vs. Herbo was no longer just a personal dispute. It had become a defining moment in modern hip-hop, showing how loyalty, reputation, and social media influence can converge to create a story that dominates the internet. And while part 2 ends here, everyone knew this was far from over. The streets, fans, and online world were eagerly awaiting what would come next. As the tension between NBA YoungBoy and Herbo continued to simmer, the hip-hop world braced for what everyone knew would be an explosive continuation. Fans had been tracking every move, every subtle gesture, and every social media post for weeks, trying to predict the next step. By the time part 3 begins, the feud had reached a critical stage where public perception, industry positioning, and the artists' reputations were all on the line. The streets and online communities were in full frenzy. Hashtags related to NBA YoungBoy and Herbo dominated trending pages. Reaction videos amassed millions of views, and debate threads spanned countless pages. Fans dissected past collaborations, live performances, and even casual interviews, searching for any indication of what might come next. Every like, comment, or post from either artist was scrutinized, fueling speculation and keeping the story alive. NBA YoungBoy had, by now, fully embraced his role in controlling the narrative. Through strategic social media posts and carefully worded interviews, he made it clear that loyalty was non-negotiable and that switching up had real consequences. His supporters amplified every statement, creating a viral snowball that dominated feeds. Analysts noted that his approach was calculated raw emotion combined with savvy timing ensured that attention remained squarely on him, while Herbo's silence added a layer of suspense. Meanwhile, Herbo remained mostly silent publicly, but insiders revealed that behind the scenes, he was strategizing his next move carefully. Industry contacts hinted at potential collaborations, responses, and planned releases that could shift the narrative. This approach created tension not only among fans, but also within the music industry, as labels, managers, and collaborators tried to predict and influence the outcome of this unfolding drama. As the feud escalated, other artists began subtly weighing in. Social media posts, cryptic lyrics, and interviews were all analyzed for potential references to the situation. Fans speculated endlessly. Was a diss track coming? Would an unexpected alliance form? Could this feud inspire broader commentary about loyalty and authenticity in hip-hop? Every angle was examined, making the story feel larger than life and almost cinematic in scope. The public reaction was intense. Clips of NBA YoungBoy's call-out went viral on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, with reaction videos and breakdowns flooding the platforms. Fans debated each line, each tone of voice, and every facial expression, turning every detail into a talking point. Memes proliferated, adding humor and exaggeration, while reaction channels monetized the hype, creating an entire ecosystem around the story. The sheer volume of engagement demonstrated the modern power of social media in amplifying celebrity conflicts to global attention. Herbo's eventual subtle responses, whether a lyric, a social media post, or a visual hint, were enough to keep speculation alive. Analysts pointed out that this strategy is common in hip-hop, allowing tension to build while carefully controlling how and when a response is made. By maintaining mystery, Herbo ensured that fans remained engaged without directly escalating the feud publicly, which in some ways increased his credibility and mystique. The broader hip-hop community watched closely. Fans debated loyalty, authenticity, and strategic maneuvering, comparing NBA YoungBoy's direct approach to Herbo's calculated restraint. The feud became more than just a personal dispute. It became a lesson in reputation management, social media influence, and how modern hip-hop fans interact with drama. Every development was analyzed as part of a larger cultural narrative, turning this conflict into a case study of contemporary celebrity dynamics. By the midpoint of Part 3, the story reached critical public points. Rumors of diss tracks, potential collaborations, and behind-the-scenes confrontations circulated online. Fans dissected lyrics, old interviews, and past social media posts, trying to predict how the feud would evolve. The anticipation created an almost electric energy, with each new leak, post, or reaction video amplifying the conversation and driving further engagement. NBA YoungBoy leveraged this engagement masterfully. By interacting with fans, hinting at his next moves, and